Hi, welcome to my channel, Her EXP. In this video today, I'm going to share with you a truth about the question, Who am I? By Ramana Maharshi. The truth here is about how he actually experienced enlightenment and how this question is being asked by so many people, which is keeping them in loops of confusion instead of getting the answers. And also, this question, um, who will get benefited from this question? All these things I want to talk about in this video. So first, let's understand this question, who am I? Which Ramana Maharshi asked himself during a profound experience. So we need to understand here, he was experiencing something and then he asked this question. And that something is actually he simulated a situation of death and then he asked this question. But later in some texts, I read that he he shared the things like the current energy, like words in his experience, but it was not discussed that much or not, I don't know. But I can sense that it was an enlightenment experience where people will usually experience a vortex of energy going up all through the chakras and coming out from the top chakra, and that underlying phenomena of becoming one. Before becoming one or experiencing Brahman, people usually go through this experience. So why he got this question, first of all, this death, what happens if I die? Unless someone is in some kind of death conditions or seeing someone in their death conditions, no one will try to simulate such kind of thing. And he also experienced health issues in his life. He is just like everyone. He was like a normal human being. He experienced his life just like everyone. He studied, he went through his teenage parental issues, and he prayed and visited temples. So everything just like a normal human being. We all do that. People go to church, people go to mosque, people go to temples, pray God, go to school, or go for studying some kind of subjects, and they will go through teenage, they will go through those feelings, those hormones. So he also went through all such kind of things. But at some point of time in his life, he asked this question during an experience. What is that experience? So during an experience, he asked it. It was not like he asked that question and experienced enlightenment. Are you able to understand this? He didn't ask that question like by studying somewhere, I need to ask myself this question, and then when I do this, I will experience enlightenment. He didn't do it like that. As a part of his life, he went through a situation where he got his thought of simulating the death and asking this question while doing that particular activity. That was also like surrender. People usually need to surrender in this body and mind during that Kundalini Shakti passing through or going through the chakras during that enlightenment process. So he surrendered himself for that process, like death-like situation. He hasn't explained it clearly about his experience or not. I didn't find any detailed explanations, but I found some words from him where he termed it that process like energy voltage, because he was aware of current. Maybe at the time there is current there is power supply. So he could put that in that word energy. Maybe he might have done that after so many years of his experience. We don't know. With you see here, we need to understand the timelines, things happening in different timelines. We don't know exactly at what time he said those words, different statements. So, but his experience was explained like this. So, this question, who am I felt it like a child who is actually watching a rainbow, and what would they do first? For the first time, they are watching a rainbow. What would they do first? They would ask a question like, who, what's that? What's that colorful thing over there? So they are experiencing something so beautiful, and they will be asking this question, what is that? What is that beautiful colors? What's happening? And then the child parents or siblings will explain them what is it about the sunlight, the rainfall, the reflection, the refraction, everything. So then the child will come to know about that experience, what happened. So now, without that experience, will the child ask that question? No, it happened naturally as part of the child's life. Some experience is going on, and the child is asking that question, and the child got an answer. But this answer is coming from outside, parents, siblings studying them. Whereas this who am I, when a person is going through an experience, then only they can get that answer, that understanding. If not, if we ask for the like, who am I, who am I, who am I, it will be like a confusion loop. We will never get any answer for that. We may get like different answers. I am that, I am this, I am a human being, I am a girl, I am a boy, I am a teacher, I am a professor, I am an engineer. So we will get all these things. So he tried to tell us what we are actually, but we cannot know about ourselves that way. It is because enlightenment is not a question and an answer. Enlightenment is a process of exploring about ourselves. That means we are exploring ourselves on a non-dual scale. For example, if you are sad, happy, happy to sad, everything in between. And you can know about this by putting yourself into a situation, a life situation. You are going to school. Suddenly, your teacher praised you for your grades. Then you'll be like so happy. And then you got 0 in a test. You will be like so sad. So this is an experience. You're experiencing sad, happy, and everything in between by doing an activity of studying, going to school, all these activities. So we are going to explore our life, and after completing all the activities and knowing about ourselves, that knowing will be completed at some point of time in our life. So in that time, at that time, this energy rising process will start because the life already prepared us for that moment. If not, the process won't start. That's why, because so many people are trying to start their things without proper body conditioning and mind conditioning. Whereas if you see most of the famous enlightened beings, that means people who experienced enlightenment and taught what they experienced, what they learned. So these people are all explored, and they realized about their whole self, their false self and true self. Whereas some people won't express that much about their experiences. Whereas people who are in this journey after that initial awakening, initial self-realization, and in the process of knowing about themselves completely, they will be they may come across this type of concept, who am I? And then it will put them in an endless confusion. If a person is in a very advanced stage, that means they are about to experience enlightenment because they already went through all these aspects of life where they explore themselves on different skills. Then this question can help them because they're about to experience enlightenment, or they might have already experienced enlightenment but they don't know what happened. Then this question helps them. They will get an answer. They will get this knowing. So when I was working as a researcher in my workplace, there were some books related to philosophy. So I tried to study them, but I couldn't understand anything. I was literally like a confused human being. Suddenly, I myself like so confused. What are these things? What on the earth they are talking about? That's a book of dialogue between different philosophers. And I was like, why did I pick this book? That was actually a multidisciplinary institute. So even though my background is in engineering and technology, and that project was based on music and art, I just try to look at the books which are from the other branches. So as in that process, I just picked two books from the philosophy, and I was like, oh my god, it's better to put them there. After studying them only, I just put them in the shelf. But I was like, what are these things? I just couldn't understand anything. That was before around like 1.5 years before my enlightenment. It happened. So later, after enlightenment, I could resonate with everything. The duality, non-duality, the morphic concepts of non-duality, all these things, everything I could understand because all these things are happening at different stages of human life. And so I could understand that. So for me, everything is acceptable. I will make videos in future. For this video, I want to stick to this who am I. So that was really, it's so confusing. Thus by now, I could understand people who are studying the who am I books. I can understand the confusion because they are like my previous self. We are not going to get answers from that. We need to do our activities. After that, I did the psychological exercises, doing hobbies, controlling my nervous system with the help of the nutrition and diet, this left-right coordination, everything. Just like I was doing every other hobby before also. I just kept doing after reading those books also. It didn't affect my doings. I just continued to do the things just like before. And psychological trauma releasing exercises. And after all of that stuff, one day I think the karmas got completed. That means the amount of karmas we need to do got completed. So in at that time, this body and mind should be in proper condition along with the outside conditions. Then only this process will happen, I think. So who am I question is for either like very advanced people who are about to experience enlightenment or already experienced enlightenment, and now they are trying to interpret what happened to them or trying to understand what is that experience. Or it is for people like maybe beginners, just like an exposure which they are going to again look for after their enlightenment, but they're not going to experience enlightenment by asking this question. You may see people share about that, about an enlightenment experience with this question, but I strongly believe they have already completed the activities they are supposed to, and they are in a phase where they are going to experience like enlightenment. They're almost experiencing non-dual aspects in their life and are They might have experienced enlightenment, but they didn't know that. So when they started to question this, when they started to ask this question, they could get an answer because they already experienced it before, just before. So they will get benefited from it. Whereas if you are like a beginner who started to realize yourself only some parts, like you have this something inner guidance, it is guiding you, then this won't help that much. It is because we are supposed to do the gameplay to complete the game. The gameplay is going to end the game. There is nothing like which ends the game, which completes the game. Playing the game will only complete the game. So enlightenment is like playing the game. There's a process. When it is completed, automatically we will realize our complete true self and then experience enlightenment. So this concept is like chapter 2 for a person who is just like in the beginning stage, whereas this concept is like some chapter 12. Are you able to understand this? So when you are in your +2, there will be some concepts which are very advanced. When you are studying your like your first grade or second grade, you can't understand them. Even you can look at that. You can just open that book and turn the pages and you can see those things. But still, you can't understand that. If you try to understand them, what would you get? A loop of confusion. We need to come back to the chapter 2. So we need to understand where we are, what things we can understand, at what stage we are. We should have that ability to understand our stage and come back to the stage at that particular stage and learn those concepts. If not, we will be looping in confusion and we will be like some question mark human beings. And one more thing I would like to say here is this knowing about what um, what type of topics we need to learn for our current stage, it happens with questions only. Like for example, you're experiencing some loss and you're asking yourself, why is this loss in my life? What is its meaning? So these are the things which can help you move forward. But if you ask yourself right now, am I? That's not for the people who are in the beginning stages. It will keep them in just confused loops. So I try to study about Ramana Maharshi life a bit, his early life before his enlightenment. So his life is, as I told before, there was bhakti, going to temples, prayers. That's bhakti yoga, and he studied different subjects. That's jnana yoga, and he did so many activities as a part of his life. That's karma yoga, and as part of those activities, he will be definitely doing so many movements. So that's part of kriya yoga. And we don't know about his love life or romantic life or as a teenager what he experienced. And he went through so many health issues also. So he actually lived like everyone. And one day he completed his things, maybe, and his body and mind arrived at a position, at a condition where he can experience such a profound process. So even though he had studied about these yogas, as a part of his life, he did all of them. So what I would like to tell you here is we are here to do the activities, like whatever you feel like doing right now. You want to do a particular hobby, you can do that. You want to eat junk food, yeah. You want to go for a walk, yeah, you can do that. You want to try for a new job, yeah. You want to learn a new course, a new activity, or um, a new sport, whatever it may be. You just do it. That's how we can move forward, because in this process, we will learn about ourselves, and that is us. All those things are us, our thoughts, our perspectives, our doings here, our likes here. It will reveal the non-dual nature of us, the discipline, indiscipline, everything in between, consistency, inconsistency, everything in between. We are not here to be like perfect. We are here like imperfect, everything in between. People are, some people are always like discipline, 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 consistency, consistency, like perfect, perfect, perfect. But that's not how people can experience enlightenment. That's one side of the spectrum. After that, we need to move towards the other side of the spectrum. And life will give us such situations naturally. For example, when you get health issues, naturally you want to take rest. Even though you want to take rest, you're going to your work, that gives a lot of stress again. Then on someday you feel like quit that. Then suddenly you will be like not doing anything, not working, so inconsistent, indiscipline, or punctuality. This is part of our life. So many people view them as not good, but they don't know that's part of our life. We all supposed to experience them. So for some people, they will experience them when they are very young. It is dependent on life design. So Ramana Maharshi experienced his life up to 16 years, studies, health issues. We don't know every moment of his life. Am I right? So people who experience enlightenment at a very young age, they will go through all these things before that enlightenment. Whereas some people can experience enlightenment at the age of 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We just can't say. They might have experienced all these things up to 40 years, 30 years, and later they learn how to live healthily with good diet, and they continue to live like that for some years. So now they are completing this entire spectrum. So like that, they will experience enlightenment later. Whereas some people will experience all this entire non-dual spectrum at a very young age, then they will experience enlightenment so early. So it's not about the enlightenment times. We don't need to rely when will I experience enlightenment. If I do this, who am I? I will experience enlightenment right away. But it won't happen that way. This is not a shortcut, by the way. So many people, and seeing, watching some people, they are trying to do this who am I and like a shortcut to experience enlightenment. If they are in a very advanced stages, then this will definitely help. They will also make content on this, but it may not help the other people who are just in the beginning stage where people are exploring themselves. Buddha didn't experience enlightenment right away. He experienced something and he went on exploration. That's a gradual thing. So Ramana Maharshi might have experienced enlightenment at a young age, but before that, he went through some kind of awakening journey, I strongly believe. It's not like certain thing happened to him. He went through different health issues. So many uncertainties might have happened in his life. He might have questioned so many things, and he tried to get answers for all those things. We don't know. So relying on just this who am I is going to keep us in endless confusion loops if we are not advanced or if we are not experienced enlightenment. As a person who experienced enlightenment, if I study that concept, I can understand. It makes sense to me. Whereas if a person who hasn't experienced enlightenment, they study that, they will try to imagine that in their mind. They will try to imagine that and they will try to make it a reality. But it may happen a reality only after doing the activities. So personally, I haven't studied these things before my enlightenment or during my that process. Just before my enlightenment, I watched a video. I was like asking what else I need to do, what I want to do. And a video appeared to me which is about Shiva Shakti merge. I felt interested in that. And just I tried to do that meditation, and the energy started to like rising up. And I was like surrender mode, and enlightenment process happened. Some process happened. I don't know whether it's enlightenment or not. That's Shiva Shakti much because it happened exactly like the person said in the video. But after that energy rising to the top chakra and coming out, things were different. These things, those things were not explained in the video. So now I was like at the time, what is this? What is all these things? So I kept on studying. So I got these words like enlightenment. Uh, and then after all of the stuff, duality, non-duality, and what are the different things in that? And then after that, this who am I from Ramana Maharshi, and so many things like that. But not before. Are you able to understand? Before, everything was like doing the things, exploring myself, coordinating the nervous system, learning different things like how to treat other people, how to handle our insecurities, fears, how to be courage even though when we are feared. So like that, there will be so many aspects that we need to explore and know about ourselves. That's how we are going to experience enlightenment. So this is the truth about who am I by Ramana Maharshi. So, and that's how he actually experienced enlightenment. And this is how this who am I question going to benefit people who are in the advanced stages or after the enlightenment or during the enlightenment, but not in the beginning stages. So that's for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video and sharing my thoughts, my experiences. Namaste.